host farmers here. I won't call out all the names. A lot of people here involved in the project for a long, long time.
A very warm. So, Kerry, welcome to all of you. It is wonderful that we're able to gather here in the first instance, to celebrate social farming and its positive impacts on all stakeholders after what has been a very difficult 18 months for all of us. It is heartening to see such a great turnout here, and I am especially pleased to note our host farmers and many of our participants in attendance. You're all very welcome. I sincerely hope that you are all enjoying the day so far, and I want to sincerely thank our host today, Michael Cahill, for opening up his farm to all of us and providing the venue here. South Kerry Development Partnership initiated this Kerry Social Farming project in 2013, and working in partnership approach with our key stakeholders, we are delighted to support its continued growth and development. It's a wonderful, a really wonderful initiative, and we look forward to its continued development and expansion.
I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed today, and we were heartened by all the stories, by the individual farmers, and really the joy and the happiness that this interaction of social farming brings to everybody who is involved. It's so warming and so welcoming to see. So it's really good to be part of that and to see the real social impact that projects like this make to people's lives. Real impacts. We have a new project which will start called Farm Elderly, and we will be looking to work with some of you on this. Some of you are too young, of course, to be part of that initiative, but others will hopefully participate in it. So it'll be from 55 years upwards, and so huge benefits to be gained there.
So, like, the purpose of this project really, as we say, it's an Erasmus Plus funded project, was really one of its purposes is gatherings like this to bring people together who are involved in social farming, to network and to communicate and to tell more people about this tremendous form of social interaction. The project was called FARCURA, Fostering Inclusion Through Social Farming, and that's really what social farming is about. It's about creating inclusion. Now, with these projects, you have to produce something. There has to be a tangible output. And so with this, there was three outputs. There was a report on the state of social farming in Ireland and in the other European countries that were involved. So Slovenia, Portugal, Belgium, and Germany also. We had partners in each of those countries. And so we shared our knowledge of social farming with each other, and they will have similar events like this in their countries as well, so promoting the learning from the project. And another output then was case studies from each of the countries. So we had 2 case studies per partner involved in the project, so there was 12 case studies on there. Again, 4 from Ireland, 4 from Germany, 4 from Slovenia, 2 from Portugal. And so those basically are available on our website, farcura.eu, so you can read the case studies yourself. And then the third and most important output from the course from the project was a short training course. And so that is basically available online, and it just provides somebody who doesn't know anything about social farming with an intro to social farming. So that again is available free for anybody to access. Farcura.eu is the website. And these are very helpful for us as we're involved in the education sector as well, to have these short training courses to provide knowledge to people, because I've been involved in social farming in one form or another now for about 10 years, or 2013 it was, so not quite 10 years, and it still amazes me that so little people know anything about it. It really surprises me because it's such a fantastic initiative. So I'd just like to thank everybody in South Kerry Development here and social farming, Kerry. It's been really tremendous working with you, and I'd like to thank you so much, Joeseph in particular, Evelyn, Julie, who I worked with in the project, and all of the farmers who helped us when we were developing the training course, who looked at the material and gave us feedback. It was really such a tremendous experience to work with you all, as these are collaborative projects, and for a collaborative project to work You need good collaborators, so we can thank you very much for that. And I'll hand back to Joe now. Thank you.
I'm not going to talk about social farming because you're the experts, and you have proven, all of the people here today, what it means to people and the good work that's been done out there. And look at, I think if we can all get on the same bus and go in the same direction, we're going to drive this thing even further. So, you know, congratulations to the participants, to the farmers, to South Kerry and all the other organisations involved who are doing, you know, such a good job and doing it so well. So fair play to you all. Just on our funding, our money comes from the Rural Innovation and Development Fund, which covers other rural projects as well, but social farming actually gets over half of the budget, so that's good. We'd love some more money to be able to give to you, and maybe we can work on that along the way, but for the moment that's as good as we can do. The Minister announced last week the 4 model projects who received funding following the request for tender. So Kerry, obviously yourselves, Down Syndrome Ireland, who we have, I think it's Laura here today from, we have Sheila here from IRD Houlihan, who are the new participants in it, and of course we have Leitrim Development, who are the I better not say older crew, but they've been there for a while. So just I want to wish you all well on those projects going forward, and if there's anything we can help you with from the department side, apart from the money, come to us, that's no problem at all. So just again, thanks for today, and thanks for, sorry I couldn't bring Sam Maguire anyway, sorry about that, I had to get that in, but yeah, best of luck to the whole lot of you and your projects coming forward.
Again, a huge thank you to Michael Cahill for opening up his home and his farm to us all. Mike gave a tour of his farm there earlier on, and you know, it was a privilege to listen to him and to his knowledge and his insight into his own area and his community, and that's the type of expertise I suppose that we're very fortunate to have with our host farmers in Kerry Social Farming. Just a bit about social farming. Look, established in 2013 and operating on host farms since 2014, Kerry Social Farming was founded on the principles of equality, social inclusion, voluntary community development and collaboration. It's a locally led, community-based shared service that provides farming and social inclusion opportunities to Kerry Social Farming participants. It applies a bottom-up, voluntary-based model, harnessing the innate rural community and voluntary spirit in Kerry. And in Kerry Social Farming, we recognise that the farming community are at the heart of rural life in Ireland, and thus is ideally placed to facilitate our participants to become more engaged in their local rural communities. It started small in 2013, initiated by SKDP with 2 or 3 host farmers supporting 3 participants. And small scale funding then from what was called the Local and Community Development Programme. That was a national funded social inclusion initiative that got the ball rolling, and today that funding is known as the SICAP programme, the Social Inclusion and Community Activation Programme. So those programmes provided the seed money to start the project, and also provided an officer's time there, Joe McCrohan of SKDP. The Rural Social Scheme of the partnership played a crucial role as it provided access by SKDP to farmers, and also it enabled the participants on the scheme provide the labour to the project whenever it was required. So the RSS continues to play a pivotal role in the development of the project to this day. And that experience, I suppose, points to the way in which SKDP and indeed other local development companies across the country work. We work in an integrated way, combining resources from different funding streams, and we utilise these combined resources to ensure that we can deliver for our rural communities. And I'd just like to digress a small bit. Like, the Rural Social Scheme is under threat. The Department of Social Protection introduced a 6-year rule to the scheme, as you would be aware, in 2017, with the effect that, you know, there was a national survey conducted on this. Nearly 40% of the scheme participants will be lost between the years 2023 and 2025. And when you take retirements into account, that figure rises to over 50%. The scheme won't survive that, and we need to address that, because the RSS, we all know the work that it does right across our communities. You know, very, very important. and it also impacts other projects like Kerry Social Farming. So I'm delighted to see our Deputy Pat Daly and Deputy Healy Ray here today, and I'd urge you all to be raising that, with your elected representatives. We need to address that, and we need to address that now. Just on the funding, I suppose our big break came in 2016. We secured funding from the department under the Kedra Rural Innovation Fund, and this funding enabled us to scale the project, employ a dedicated social farming facilitator to drive the project, provide funding for promoting it, farm health and safety updates and training. This funding from DAFM continues to provide the core funding for Kerry Social Farming, and we were fortunate to win another tender competition this year, which guarantees this core funding for a further 12 months. The department under the contract have the option to extend it for a further 4 years, potentially providing up to 5 years funding, and all of us here in Kerry Social Farming certainly hope that they will do so. So we give you plenty of encouragement there, Claire, to do that. So again, I just want to thank the department sincerely for their support, and I'm delighted that Claire has been able to join us here today. Kerry Social Farming operates as a shared service arrangement, and collaboration and partnership working is at the heart of the project. So whilst as SKDP are the lead partner and we provide the governance framework for the project, it simply would not be possible without the support of all the following partners. First and foremost, our project participants. You are at the heart of our project, and I want to thank you and your families for your positive engagement with Kerry Social Farming. Our voluntary host farmers. The success of Kerry Social Farming and the voluntary model can be attributed to a number of factors, but the main contributing factor to the sustainability and longevity of Kerry Social Farming is the interest, the commitment and enthusiasm from the local host farmers, and the interest and willingness and openness from the participants. In preparing our 5-year development plan for Kerry Social Farming in 2019, we costed the voluntary input of our host farmers using, I think, was the standard Department of Ag rate per hour for labour, and we calculated that that figure just over 272,000 based on 800 social farming days. So that gives you an idea in monetary terms of the enormous voluntary contribution made by our host farmers, and I want to thank them sincerely for their ongoing commitment to the project. NEWKD, our sister organisation in the north of the county, they came on board and the project, and one of our facilitators is housed in NEWKD and supports host farmers in the north of the county. I know that John Stack was due to attend today, the chair of NEWKD. Our service providers who provide the participants to Kerry Social Farming, thank you again for placing your trust in us and for the ongoing cooperation and support you provide in enabling the participants to avail of Kerry Social Farming opportunities. Currently, we have 9 service providers engaged with us, and they are Kerry Parents and Friends Association, St John of God Kerry Services, Studio Tree Kerry, the National Learning Network Tree, Down Syndrome Ireland, Kerry Branch, Mental Health HC Service Users, Enable Ireland, Resilience Care and Rehab Care. And I also want to acknowledge the support of Canuig Ivra, the Disability Support Organisation in South Kerry, for their valuable contributions to KSF. Local Link Kerry, I want to thank them for their support in enabling us to provide the social car service, and also for assisting with various other transport needs of the project. The Kerry Education and Training Board have been generous in the provision of training support to the project, and in particular I want to thank Michelle Ann Houlihan, their community education facilitator, who is a strong supporter of KSF. Kerry County Council, the Kerry LCDC, the Social Inclusion and Activation Programme continues to provide valuable support to Kerry Social Farming, and Kerry County Council and the Kerry Local Community Development Committee have been enthusiastic in their support of the project. Kerry Social Farming was an overall winner in the Kerry Community Awards, an achievement we are very proud of. UCC and the Skellig Centre for Research and Innovation, it's great to see Belinda Gascoigne here today, for their collaboration with us in developing and rolling out the Level 6 Certificate in Practice Support in Social Farming course. Finally, I want to thank the board and staff of South Kerry Development Partnership, the board for taking on the legal and financial governance of the project and employing the KSF facilitators. Local development companies are ideal vehicles for rolling out social farming, as we operate on a bottom-up, inclusive basis, where partnership working is a core ethos of our modus operandi, and we're embedded in our communities with strong links to the farming community. We're also able to combine different funding resources in an integrated way to maximise the impact that our activities have for our rural communities. I want to thank the operational management team at Kerry Social Farming that comprises our 2 hard-working facilitators, Evelyn O'Connell and Rena Blake. They're at the coal face of the project. to their line managers, Joe McCrohan and Dave Fitzgibbon, respectively, for the support they provide to the girls. And I suppose Joe here for his ongoing efforts in recruiting host farmers and promoting the project to the farming community and beyond. I suppose Joe's like the GA player that's always tugged off and ready to go when it comes to social farming. I'd say if I call Joe at 5 o'clock in the morning, he'd be ready, he'd be tugged off. So when it comes to KSF. To Julie Brosnan, our KSF administrator, for her meticulous work on the administration into the project. Thank you very much, Julie. As you can gather from the above, Kerry Social Farming can only operate because of the contributions of all the stakeholder organisations I've listed above. So Kerry Development Partnership, we look forward to that continuing high level of engagement and collaboration as we continue to develop and expand Kerry Social Farming. The growth in Kerry Social Farming can be clearly gauged in the fact that in 2013 76 social farming days were delivered, and in 2019 941. Despite the severe impact of COVID-19, over 400 social farming days were still delivered in 2000, and we think it's a great achievement, and we're very proud of everyone involved. Currently, Kerry Social Farming supports 50 participants and works with 36 host farms scattered right across the county. The host farms involved with KSS comprise a variety of farm enterprises, from traditional sheep farms to organic horticulture. The strong existing Kerry Social Farming network and its reach within the communities in which it operates presents a unique opportunity for further enhancement and development of social farming. In 2019, we developed our 5-year plan to chart the development trajectory for the project, and we've set a target of 50 host farmers and 100 participants to be engaged by the end of 2024. Despite the very negative impact of COVID-19, we're still on track to meet that target. But a note of caution, we will need ongoing core project funding, and we in Kerry Social Farming strongly believe that public monies invested represent value for money, leveraging as it does a very significant voluntary time input and providing an experience for our participants that cannot be measured in monetary terms. I'm delighted that the project was involved in the FARCURA project. KSF, we broadened our horizons to opportunities beyond the farm gate, and through engagement with UCC and FARCURA, we're developing accessible educational programs which increase meaningful learning opportunities for all who have an interest in social farming, regardless of their location. A second group of our students this year have completed the UCC Level 6 certificate in practice support in social farming, and that's a great achievement. Finally, Kerry Social Farming looks forward to working with all those organisations outside of Kerry, many of them here today, in supporting the development of social farming across this country. We believe there is a lot that other counties can learn from the Kerry experience, and now that COVID-19 restrictions are easing, we look forward to having the opportunity of sharing our experiences and learning with other local development companies and other organisations and agencies. Thank you very much, folks.
Microphone. I won't say very much because I went here, but to say, I didn't do, as I said there at the start, when we had about social farming first, it was the man that poor man that didn't get here, Gerald O'Sullivan, in 2013. We had, that was a lad coming to O'Sullivan, that's what we had about social farming. So I see it in as a participant myself in the rural social scheme. I went out doing jobs for once I got in, and I McDonald and Desert One, and we know all the lads locally. That's all I know. I know about this sort of farming. So I said I'd be willing to give it a go for a few years. There should be someone calling to be with the company. So with Evelyn and Joe, I suppose the spring of last year was the start to it with COVID. It was nearly raw with paperwork and this and that. But it was September before Gerald landed to me, himself and Sean Houlihan, and we'll give it to you one day. So since that, a great. We don't feel the time passing. I'd be looking forward to every Tuesday to see Sean and Gerald landing, and we do arrange it maybe if Tuesday, maybe a second day of the week. If I have a few bits of jobs to do, we don't kill them, or we don't. I get a few jobs done. I motivate myself that day to get it. I planned it out for that day. Look, we'll shift animals, we'll do this thing or we'll do that thing, and we'll get it done. Otherwise, I mightn't do it. So
that's today. It is benefiting both of us, and we end up then inside. We have the cup of tea, and sure, the cup of tea and refreshments, lads, was part of rural Ireland. And if I will go, come in for the tea, So I am delighted at the progress Joe have made. You'd like to see him come out to the car in the morning, he'd back the yard, his chest out, to put on his bread boots, and that for action. And I want to thank Sean. Sean is we have a great friendship developed now since Sean ended. And I don't know, I hope, I think everything covered that.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Look, just on behalf of Gerald, to thank Mike Shea for the hospitality that he's shown the past 12 months during difficult times, and the progress Gerald has made the past 12 months has been phenomenal. I mean, there was one day, the first day we came here, the tractor was below in the shed below, and Gerald wouldn't go next to near it. And 12 months on, Gerald is, you don't have to ask him to go on the tractor now, he hops into it. And he's doing all the jobs, anything that's asked to him. He's doing it. We do go on strike sometimes as well, but sure, that can't be helped. And you know, I suppose, as I said, thank Mike and Evelyn O'Connell, she's down there. Evelyn, you know, she got a good farmer in Mike for Gerald. They're a great match. There's a bit of roguery in the two of them, which helps. So, and also my boss, Mary, she's supported us as well the past 12 months. So, again, on behalf of Gerald, to say thank you to Mike and Evelyn and Mary. Thanks.
I just want to thank the Rural Social Scheme lads for hanging the door to make it safe, and with the help of the Department of Agriculture and the Home Gates. I have it already explained, but to everyone know that it works together, the Rural Social Scheme and Social Farming. And I asked the Paddy and Haley and all them to make sure that the Rural Social Scheme continues, because I'm working with a man and he's part of a 6-year term, and he's getting worried, will his contract be renewed? That's the benefit of the Rural Social Scheme to lads he's working both ways, that we're getting people out and he's getting jobs done for the elderly and for schools and for things like that, lads. So that the Rural Social Scheme continues well along with the social farming.
I suppose my own name is Mary Keane. I'm representing Kerry Parents and Friends Association, and I suppose I can only say it's actually a privilege for our organisation to be involved with the social farming. I suppose I'm doing it, helping out for the last 2 or 3 years now, and I suppose for the staff and the participants, it's been unbelievable to see when they start on a farm to where they are a couple of months in. I suppose I know Gerald fairly well now, and I know his fear of animals, dogs, tractors. And I suppose when he comes down to Mike's farm, there's videos of him going up the farm with the cattle and the tractors and everything. And I suppose that Tracy would work very closely with another lady on Raina's farm. And I suppose the same participant has her own pie tunnel now at home. So does Tracy. I think it's costing him a fortune on veg and fruit. But I suppose for anyone we have participants now in Killarney as well. And for the staff and the participants, it's been unbelievable. And I suppose to see it going from strength to strength is amazing. I think it's invaluable to people that we'd support in that. Yeah.
As says, I was involved in the GA. I'm a member of Beaufort Beekeepers, and now Social Farming, another group, a network of group that, if you rise out, if it's just Puck or the slashing in Beaufort or anything, you'll meet lads that are involved, and it's good for both man and as the man says, you meet the man who meet people, the company, you have another network of friends. So that's why that's how the benefit I'm being out of it, lads.
I'm delighted to be here today to tell you a bit about what we've been doing over the years, and worked very closely with Joe and Noel over the years and other local development companies across the country. I suppose at this stage we have social farming, which is a very similar model to what's happened here. We have great people in communities, farmers, growers and producers, agricultural producers all over the country, men and women who are committing their time and the altruism, the community spirit that's in them to support people. The model that we operate is a choice-based support placement on a farm or with a grower for a period of time, and it's for a wide range of people, including people with disabilities, people in recovery from mental ill health, we have people who have come out of the justice system, people who have addictions, people who have been homeless, young people who aren't fitting into the education system, we have people who have dementia, so there's a wide range of people getting support on farms. And that support is exactly what we've seen here today. It's natural connection that farmers provide in their communities, a connection to nature, a connection to the seasons, a connection to our history and heritage, a connection to, I suppose, the innate goodness in people, and also connecting people in their community to a load of other community activities. And we hear this about the Rural Social Scheme here. People who are on the Rural Social Scheme are very connected through the model that the local development companies operate across the country. So all of that is taken together, and so it's a very similar model. I suppose the difference that we see, I suppose, in what happens here and what happens nationally is that you're very fortunate, and we're very unfortunate, that there isn't the same level of funding on a county basis for the rest of the country. So we have to fund and model the support for social farming in a different way. And so what we try to do is build a value in what people do. So obviously people recognise what new farmers do and what the community can do to support people. So we look to service providers, to the national support services, whether they're mental health service, disability services, to inclusion services, to help pay the costs that you're lucky enough to be able to pay here, cover the cost of insurance, the cost of investment in the farm, the capital investment and the grants that you get. So it's a very slight difference, but that's the difference. So I suppose, and we would reflect the same points that Noel has made here in relation to, the ongoing funding for this, and across not only the Department of Agriculture, which we're very, very grateful for, and that's been a wonderful support to social farming since we all started. But it must come from other departments as well. The Department of Health, Sláinte Care, which is in the news, the Department of Rural Community, and the Department of Social Welfare also can provide funding. They haven't done to date, but hopefully they will. So the evidence that you're building up through these projects, the FARCURA project, and the other activities that you're involved with, will help all of us who are working in social farming across the country to make it solid, secure and sustainable activity on farms everywhere, because there's farms like you in Malin, there's one in Malin-Head, there's one on the Cooley Mountains, they're all over the country and they're expanding and developing all the time. I'd like also to reflect the point that Noel has made here about the Rural Social Scheme. I come from Leitrim and there's just 30,000 people living in the county. It's a large county, dispersed rural population, very much like the countryside we see out here from this place. And there's a lot of people dependent on the Rural Social Scheme and on the various programs that we operate in our local development companies. And there just seems to be a reluctance to recognise, I suppose, the value of that in the kind of supports and the way things are supported. We see it at the moment with the local employment services and with the changes to the Rural Social Scheme. Rural Social Scheme, there's about 135 farmers on the Rural Social Scheme out of 30,000 people in Leitrim, so it's very important for us as well. So I'd come in behind Noel's to our deputies and people who can influence this here today. So I'd like to thank you for listening, and obviously we link closely and will link closely with the other projects that are here today. I actually am a parent of a young woman with Down syndrome myself, so I understand what inclusion means in reality for people and the challenges that provides on a day-to-day basis with all sorts of services. It challenges everything you do as a parent, and I suppose it's a lifelong commitment to try and overcome those challenges for people. So our social farmers are doing exactly the same as you. The model of funding is very slightly different, but we're all in the same boat doing the same thing. So thank you very much.
We began in 2017 and we're an educational horticultural site for adults with Down syndrome. We have 50 students with us now from September, over 5 programs. We also have an employment specialist, because our ultimate aim with the training of the adults is to get them paid employment in companies, local communities. We also have minimum staff, because we're a charity. So we have other help from college placements, transition year students, volunteers, UCC, the Men's Shed. We're also part of the corporate social responsibility scheme from many of the local companies that come out and volunteer with us. We have workers from CE schemes as well. We collaborate with CCAD, and we have a placement from a rural farming scheme. Many of you here from Kerry Social Farming have been to visit us as well, so I know a few of your faces, and nice to see you again. We have as you saw in the video there, we have a farm shop, so the students help us grow the plants, the vegetables, they help with marketing, they help with events. We have the produce table. We also sell to local restaurants, local community, our local market. With the events that we have, we also have Cork Summer Show, Tour de Munster. I'm sure you've heard of them. They launched their cycle at Field of Dreams, and they're starting and finishing with us next year. We have a big Halloween pumpkin festival every October, which is now coming up. We have 1,000 pumpkins in our field. We normally do a pick your own. That's just an example of one of the events we do. We have Christmas. We do Christmas trees, swags. We're part of the Cork Summer Show. We give lots of tours to gardening clubs, and this all helps market who we are and what we do. And we're very proud to be a model of social farming. It's lovely to meet many of you here today. I'm not going to say much more than that, only just to say thank you to the Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine for all their support. And we hope to see some of you down at the Field of Dreams very soon.
I've just started in IRD Duhallow as their social farming facilitator. They're looking to set up, we're looking to set up a voluntary model of social farming as well, very similar to what Kerry are doing down here. So just a bit about Duhallow really. IRD Duhallow has over 30 years experience in delivering a wide range of European funded programmes. So I suppose this grassroots development approach supports people to identify the local demands, pressing needs of their own communities, and aims to empower communities and target groups to play a greater role in addressing social inclusion and equality issues. So I suppose this approach is based on an understanding that those affected by rural isolation and disadvantage are often socially excluded due to the lack of resources, skills, confidence, other underlying issues, discrimination and education. So in May of this year we submitted our tender to the Department of Agriculture to deliver the social farming project in Duhallow, which was approved, thankfully. We have the board in IRD Duhallow who work collaboratively together to cooperate and improve outcomes for people in the area. So all working groups are chaired by a board member and representatives from staff as well as the community and state sectors. So the knowledge, experience, expertise and input into the multiple stakeholders sitting on the board and working groups.
Hello everyone, Aileen Walsh here from Rural Support. Sorry I can't be with you in person today. We are busy showcasing our work, including social farming, at the Balmoral show this week. Rural Support is the farming support charity for Northern Ireland. Our vision is of a vibrant and resilient farming community, and our mission is to provide professional and practical support to farmers, farm businesses and farm families throughout Northern Ireland. Rural Support to deliver the social farming support service for Northern Ireland through funding from the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs. The support service promotes social farming as an innovative use of agriculture to promote therapy, rehabilitation, social inclusion, education and social services in rural areas. Social farming is recognised in Northern Ireland as a service delivered by farmers, providing the opportunity for individuals with support needs to get involved in farming in a supportive way. Rural Support work to support existing and new social farming initiatives in their delivery and preparation to deliver a service. Social farming has benefits for the three key elements involved. For the participant who is supported in the farm environment to learn, to connect and to achieve their potential. In Northern Ireland, the majority of social farming participants have a learning disability or are recovering from mental ill health. It has benefits for the farmer as the service provider, who is committed to using their farm and their skills to improve lives. Social farming creates the opportunity to reconnect farmers with their local communities through the opening up of their farms as part of the social support system. It has also benefits for the farm, which remains a typical working family farm, and benefit from social farming supporting its sustainability through the income derived from delivery. The farm acts as a socially inclusive environment for participation in meaningful activities. In a social farmer's own words, providing social farming services has brought a new lease of life to our farm and to us as farmers, allowing us to share our connection to the land and to nature with our community. In a social farming participant's own words, my weekly attendance has increased my confidence, not only in the farm environment, but in my daily life. Structure, continuity, and feeling connected are of utmost importance when struggling with anxieties about the world and other people. Just to give you some further key highlight points in relation to social farming in Northern Ireland. There are 18 active or experienced social farming initiatives, with a further group being supported in their preparation to deliver a service. The ratio within a social farming service is 1 farmer supporting 3 participants, with a maximum of 6 participants recommended if additional delivery support is available, as this allows for all participants to engage in activities and retain the benefits of small group participation. There is variation regionally in funding sources and rates for social farming, and funding can be on a session rate basis or on a per participant rate basis. A range of transport modes related to individual support level and options in the locality are utilised for social farming participation. The Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs in Northern Ireland has funded a social farming capital grant scheme in 5 of the last 6 years. This scheme has been open to farmers currently or planning to deliver a social farming service to adapt their facilities and improve accessibility, with the aim of benefiting social farming service users and the farm enterprise. Examples of capital works completed include polytunnels, gates, repair of laneways, fencing, toilets and indoor workspaces. Rural Support collaborate with Social Farming Ireland in our national development of social farming. We are currently both project partners in another Erasmus Plus project on social farming, So Engage Plus, which will develop digital resources to promote learning and dissemination of social farming practices. In 2020, Rural Support launched Social Farming Standards as a system to encourage professionalism in the sector, especially for new social farmers. All farmers are asked to evidence how they deliver across 3 pillars: a person-centred service, a place for all, and a safe farm environment. The standards demonstrate the high quality of service delivery provided by farmers, giving assurances to participants, family members, referral organisations and funders. And just to sum up, social farming in Northern Ireland is strongly supported, and all social farming initiatives are assets to their local community. Rural Support are committed to further developing the network of farms delivering a social farming service and the range of individuals with support needs, participating and benefiting. These last 18 months have shown us all what we need and what we need more of: connections. Social farming delivers connections. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak to you about social farming in Northern Ireland. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day at Mike's Farm. If you'd like any further information from me, please get in touch through Evelyn in Kerry Social Farming. Thank you.
Bwaileam Fearvechas Bwile SKDP freshen as ocht gachrod agru an Sainov agus as ocht an ober an sar ober atá dhéanamh agah son muintir Chiari has. Go my father Bowen Shiv. This is for me one of the first events I've been at since we've started to come out of the restrictions, and I think it's appropriate and fitting that It's Kerry Social Farming is one of the first events for many of us to be at, because Kerry Social Farming has been pushing out the boat, has been doing things differently, has been innovating, has been creative right since inception. And Mike, when you spoke, you mentioned Gerald O'Sullivan and Marianne, and I'm very glad that you did, and that we all send him our best wishes. And we've seen how Kerry Social Farming has grown step by step. And now it's part of a national endeavour, it's part of a European project, but it's kept its feet on the ground. It's rooted, it's based in community, it's working with the farmers, working with the participants, their families. And that bottom-up approach, that being rooted, is really, really important, and we need to keep our eyes on that and to value that and not lose sight of it. This is very much a rural development project, and a lot of the good things that we've heard about here today happen in rural Ireland, and we need to mind rural communities. We need to safeguard our services, grow our population. We need to keep our schools, our post offices, all our local services are really important. The local communities are doing their part. It's up to the policymakers, the agencies, the funders to do their part as well. It's the bottom up and the top down coming together. So why is Kerry Social Farming such a success? It's a success because, as we've heard here this afternoon, it's people-centred. Look at the friendships. Look at how these relationships between people have blossomed. Look at how people have made progress in ways they didn't expect. It's local. It's rooted through the local development companies. It's varied. No 2 days on the farm are ever the same. No two farms are the same. No two models or approaches to social farming should be the same, because they need to bring out the best in the participants and the farmers. It's innovative. It brings together the expertise, the insights, the goodwill, the innovations of all of the different partners from whom we've heard today. Its effects are going to be long-lasting, not just in terms of the friendships, but also in terms of changing attitudes and making us more enlightened and more inclusive and more welcoming of people who are different from the mainstream. Social farming provides tremendous value for money, and at the moment the funding is coming through rural development and through the Department of Agriculture. But this, while it's rooted and based in the rural and on farms, is far more than a rural development project. It's also about health, it's about well-being, it's about economic development, it's about social services. And I would say in conclusion that it now behoves the other arms of government to row in behind the Department of Agriculture and to ensure that there's adequate and sustainable funding for this project and for the tremendous work that all of you are doing. It's a privilege to be here today and enjoy the afternoon and the food and so on. Long may it last.